Good afternoon, everybody. It's the Devonshire Shepherdess here. I was trying to get on this morning and do this live video because I had the idea for it and it didn't happen. So I'm doing it now. And hopefully as it's coming up to 3 o'clock, there might be some of you on Facebook to watch it. But if there's not, I'll carry on. So I thought of this title this morning as I was getting dressed for the third day in a row in the same clothes, you know, and the thought that ran through my mind was, do you know what, it's clean on the outside, I think. And who's going to see me? Who's going to see me in this clothes today, tomorrow, other than on social media, of course? Oh, so I could have gone and put a different t-shirt on and pretended that I wasn't wearing the same clothes for the last 3 days, but that would be lying, wouldn't it? And I don't like lying. So here I am wearing the clothes that I've worn for 3 days. Now, what makes this really funny is in a minute when we're lambing, I dare say I could make the same clothes last 3 or 4 days, or maybe even 5, because what happens is I normally fall asleep in those clothes and then wake up in those clothes and go and do the lambing and go outside, and then I forget all about getting changed in the middle of the day, and you know, and I just carry on wearing the same clothes, which is really, really gross. But the sheep don't pay any attention. And because we all smell the same in our house when we're lambing, nobody else pays any attention either. So, you know, let's just rock out the fact that we can wear our clothes for multiple days in a row, apart from pants. I have changed my pants. I will put my hands up to that one, because that's going one step too far, even for me. So I have changed my pants, but in terms of my clothes, and the best bit is that we get to save on the washing. So we're actually saving the planet whilst we're wearing the same clothes, because we don't have to use so much electricity to wash them. We don't have to use so much water to wash them. And so wearing the same clothes is a really positive thing. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. You know, I always remember people saying, oh, you know, you should always put clean clothes on because you might get run over by a bus. It's like, oh my God, how miserable is that? Like, even just having that thought in your head is just a bit morbid, to be fair. And let's face it, who really cares? As long as we've got some sort of clothes on, you know, whether it's, they've had big sale, like the sales have gone up, haven't they, in pyjamas and loungewear, and I've actually got a top tip, right? So I don't know if you can see, but I've got my active clothes on, okay? And by wearing my active clothes, it's like saying to my brain, I have to be active. So I'm doing a bit more dancing, or we're doing a little bit more walking, and because I'm in my active clothes, you can like get in the zone for being active, you know? So if I'm in my pajamas, I can still get into that active zone sometimes. In actual fact, some of my best work is done in my pajamas. When I do a lot of my writing, of my blogs and all sorts of things that I'm writing, most of that is done in my pajamas. So actually, even when we're in what is deemed as going to bed wear, it can allow us to be quite creative and quite, you know, free with ourselves. So all these things kind of put together make it very, you know, we can change everything in our lives, you know, and I really believe this. I really believe I can change everything. Everything that I don't like about my life at this very moment, I can change it all. And, you know, for me, I want to get a bit more exercise into my days, just so that my joints feel quite stiff. I used to be the girl that could get like both legs above her head, and you know, I don't know if I want to show you that. See, I can't even get my leg up anymore. You know, and I used to also, as anyone played the cardboard box game, where you have a cereal box. Now this is like a go-to for making the kids laugh. You have a cereal box and you cut it down, and you have to like bend down and get it with your teeth without touching the floor. Such a good game. And before I had Hayley, I remember it was my dad's 50th birthday. I had high heels on and a dress, and I managed to pick up that cardboard box with my teeth, and it was as flat as it could be. And I was so flexible and so able to move back then. Things have changed slightly, but I still can beat my brother at picking the cereal box up, because he's a lot stiffer in his legs than I am. Okay, so that's a great game to play, by the way. So if you've never played the cereal box game, it definitely creates a lot of laughs in the house, particularly with the kids seeing adults like do silly things. It's actually reminded me that maybe we should probably play that game soon, because it's just so funny. We used to as well. I always remember my dad did this very dangerous thing one day, very dangerous game where he was showing us how as young farmers, they used to walk on beer bottles. So you would stand right up against the wall, like flat up against the wall, and you would have 2 beer bottles and you would walk out on the beer bottles. Oh my God, it just goes to show how dangerous these things are. And I always remember my dad doing that in our living room, and he got right out. I should see if he could do it now and film it. That would be hilarious, because I don't think he'd get very far out, to be fair. But yeah, Hayley might, but so oh, there she is. So all these, I don't know how I've digressed from clothes and what I wear to party games from young farmers' days. But anyway, maybe I'm giving you some ideas of what you can do to spice up your weekend this weekend. Who knows? And the other thing I wanted to introduce to you today is what Hayley comes up to me this morning and she says, "Mummy, can we create some creative clutter?" Now, creative clutter in our house is essentially renamed mess. Okay, so a few months ago, I started to get really het up with, like, whenever we do anything, we all know when kids play, mess is created in some shape or form, whether it's, oh shoot, are you still there? Yes. Whatever mess it is created, isn't it? You know? And so I was in one of my coaching calls with one of my coaches, and I don't know how we even got about it, but we were chatting as a group, and I was like, it's creative clutter. That's what we need to start calling it, creative clutter. So I am a recovering perfectionist. I always love my house to be organised and things to be in their home and living in the right place, and when it's not living in the right place, it gives me mild heart palpitations and I get very, very stressed out. And of course, now I'm homeschooling, officially, fully, anyway, there is this element of where a mess is going to be made. And so when Hayley come up to me this morning and asked me if we could make some creative clutter, I was like, yeah, and we had a lovely time. We set up a school, and basically I was the teacher, or Hayley was the teacher and I was the TA, one or the other, and we were discovering how many things were in the room that were the colour blue, and then we were chatting about the colour blue. So we made a creative mess and had some real fun together. And just what I found by just reframing that, you know, it's messy, the house is messy, I shouldn't be doing this, you know, the children are making too much of a mess, I can't clean it up. Or in fact, it might not even be your children, it might be your husband or your wife, or it could be anyone making the mess in your house. Whoever it is, just reframe it, creative clutter, and it helps. I tell you, I don't have so many heart palpitations on a daily basis now at the state our house can sometimes get in. And in actual fact, we're actually keeping it tidier because I think of it as creative clutter. So it's out, we're being creative, and then we put it all away and it's in its home, and that's fine. And I've started making that kind of energy, I guess, creating that kind of energy in our home where I'm encouraging Hayley to keep things organised, encouraging Hayley to keep things, you know, clean and tidy, and, you know, along with wearing my clothes the same clothes every day, we're actually managing to keep the house quite organised. So whatever it is, we've all got challenges, okay? We've all got challenges. I jump on here and I'm happy-go-lucky and I'm sharing things and things like that. We all have challenges, but sometimes we can just reframe the challenge. Sometimes it just needs a different perspective, a different word to describe it, a different way of looking at it. And I believe that I've got a lot of those different ways working in our life, and that's why we are in this very blessed place that we're in at the moment, where we're enjoying each other's company, Hayley and I. We like being together. We love learning together, so we've done some baking today. Thank you for all the love, whoever's given me love. I like the love. So we've done some baking today, and what else have we done? We've talked about maybe making a marble run, and just like really enjoying our time together, because what else is there to do at the moment, you know? And we can always find a way to make things fun for the adults as well, because we deserve a bit of fun. We deserve to laugh and dance like crazy people sometimes, and sing out loud like our kids do. And that's why, like, I'll post, you know, if Hayley wants to dress up as princesses, I get to dress up as a princess as well, and just have fun, you know. And you don't have to put it on social media like I do, but I only do that because I want to share that even as adults, we can get unserious and just have some fun, you know, particularly at the moment. What other fun have we got to look forward to at the weekends other than the fun we create ourselves? And if we don't create that fun, then we just go on for weeks and weeks and weeks with feeling this, you know. So tonight, everyone will be pleased to know I've scheduled in a bath for this afternoon so that I can dress up, because I am going to be hosting an online game show. Not on this page, it's going to be in the Rise of the Passion-Led Learner page, if any of you are in it, which is part of the Lights on Learning community. And myself and Claire are going to be co-hosting a game show, and it's going to be loads of fun, and we'll have a laugh, and I'm sure technology will try and throw us out and do crazy things, but it's just putting myself out there, and it's just trying something different, and if it works, then I might do it again for something else. I've even got myself a posh background. Look, see, blue with lights. I've even got lights on the background now, you know. So whatever it is going on in your life at the moment, okay, whatever it is, just take a deep breath and either reframe it like I've done with the creative clutter. It's not untidy in here, it's creative clutter, okay, where we're all being creative. So reframe it. And if you're like in your pajamas for the third day in a row, or you're in your whatever, in the same clothes for the third day in a row, don't beat yourself up and tell yourself that you're a bad person for doing that. Instead, just go, that's okay. That's all right, you know, because actually some of my best things, like probably this video, because I'm creating this video, the best things I've done are either in my pajamas or in my clothes that I've worn for 3 days. And that is the same for you as well. So just don't be so hard on yourself. We are so hard on ourselves, particularly us mums. We are constantly beating ourselves up and wanting to beat ourselves up. And I'm just saying to you, don't. There is no need to keep beating yourself up, because you are doing an amazing job. Right at this moment, you are in the right place at the right time, even if you don't feel it. And I hope this message has been interesting. I would love for you to comment below with any of your creative clutter images. The house isn't too bad here at the moment. We have a Sylvanian family kind of city going on, but that's okay. And Hayley's bedroom, well, we won't even go there. She's very creative in her bedroom, so it's all fine. But yeah, I'd love for you to share some of your creative clutter, or even some of your 3-day-old clothes that you've been wearing for the last 3 days. And I will speak to you all again. See ya!